Hi, it's Stephen here from Sound of an Ocean Wave, and this is day 10 of the April daily draws. It's the midweek point. Let's see what message we get today. And I'll be taking the first card from the Druidcraft Tarot, followed by an oracle card from the Angels and Ancestors Oracle deck. So, let's use our first card and get the reading underway. Here we go. So today we will go there. Two of Swords. What decision do we have to make? This is all about decisions. This is all about choosing the next step, the next path. And we're struggling to find in our minds as to what is the next step for us. Where do we go from here? I love this card actually, because to me that this is a brilliant card. Where you've got the two paths. Which one do you take? And she's there. She's not taking any. She's sat down on this rock here. And this is from the back. You can see she's obviously got the blindfold on, like you normally see in the Two of Swords. Maybe just by looking at it, she can't. Because if you look, there's nothing to distinguish either of these paths. They're practically identical looking paths, right? There's nothing to say, well, that one looks different to the other one. This one looks better than the other one. There's nothing about them externally to say, well, you know, they more or less look like the same path, but they're just going in different. They're just forking off in different directions. I mean, they may join up later on, so it may not matter. They may join up later on into one path. They may diverge for a bit and then converge into one path further down. But she doesn't know that. And we don't know that. We don't know, about the paths that we were choosing to take. But there may be nothing to distinguish. There may be nothing, perhaps, to say with our rational minds, well, weighing up the pros and cons. There may be nothing that actually tips one of them in sort of in the balance towards, that one on the balance has more for it than the other one. That would perhaps make it a little bit easier to make the choice, if that's the case. And if that is the case, then we should be making that choice. Because one of the main messages of this card is that a choice is to be made. And if we don't make if the choice we make is not to make the choice, then that is eventually the wrong choice, because that means that we're not moving forward. If she doesn't choose, she's got to go in one of them. She's going to move forward, because that's those are the only two ways forward. Otherwise, she might as well sit on that rock forever, because the only way forward is to choose one of those paths. So that's the thing about this card. It represents that there's an inevitable choice to be made if we're going to be moving forward. And the longer that we take to make that choice, it's like a metaphorical paralysis in our lives, that we can't move forward because we're not making any choice. That indecision is holding us where we are. And so maybe she's trying to block out, that with that blindfold, she's trying to block out those two paths, the visual of those two paths. Now, is she blocking them out because she just wants to ignore the fact that there's a choice to be made? we can ignore a fact there's a choice to be made, but only for so long, and then we may be put in a situation where we have to make the choice whether we like it or not. But maybe she's put a blindfold on to shut the visual out, not because she wants to ignore the choice and the decision, but because in order to make this decision, she can't do it with her physical senses. Maybe she's got to go inwardly. She's got to look inwardly to intuitive self. Follow her intuition, follow her gut feeling, follow that inner voice, connect inwardly to see with spiritual senses which path is the one that that she could take. Not necessarily should or must, because either path may actually take her to where she needs to be, but there may be different experiences along the way on each path. But ultimately, the thing is that as long as she makes a decision and goes down on either path, she'll at least be moving forward. So when we're faced with like a choice of shall we go this way or that way, at the end of the day, if those are the only ways forward, to move forward, we just need to choose one. And it may not matter which one we choose in the sense of moving us forward and getting us to where we want to be. They may bring about, we may encounter different things on either path. This path might have these experiences along the way. The other path may have different experiences along the way, but they're all going in the same direction. They're all going to take us forward. But the important thing here is when there's a choice to be made, we need to make the choice in order to move forward. Okay, so let's see which oracle card we get to go with that. Here we go. Druid, hold the space. So how does that relate to it? Well, maybe that's what she's doing. She's holding the space. She's holding that place where she is. She's holding it, but she's doing it with intention to listen to her spiritual senses. And the fact that the druid here is coming up would perhaps echo that maybe we're not too. Maybe there's, as I say, there's no external factors to point us forward. We have to listen to our heart and our gut feeling. Okay, so that is today's message. I'll be back tomorrow with day 11. Until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.